So, hi, I'm Funk. This is game two. Um,
And I'm Llama because I'm the greatest.
yeah, so we'll be doing this one together. This is the Elise Jungle game. I'm sorry.
Good.
um, the idea with this team comp that we have is we have Camille top, Elise jungle, Aurelion Soul mid, and Varus Xerath bot lane. The idea is Camille early game does well into Nasus. Nasus really isn't able to punish her because he has no damage, whereas she does have damage, so everything should work out top lane. But this is also Stargazer's first Camille game ever, so this will be exciting. I've played Elise before. I played her 20, 25 games maybe back in season 4 or 5. Haven't played her since, so as you can tell, usually 2 or 3 seasons will make an impact on how familiar you are with the champion. So you will certainly see that. Aurelion Soul mid,
Yeah,
I
but one person doesn't make or break a game. So
usually.
yeah, just in general, one person doesn't make or break a game.
And then
If we're
bot
relying on
lane,
one person, if we're relying on one person to win, then we may as well not even play.
word. Bot lane, we have Varus Xerath. The idea behind this comp is they're able to just poke Draven out. Even though he started Dorn's Blade, he's not able to do much, and we had Dorn's Shield, so we're able to sustain a little bit better. They have a Relic Shield Braum, but the idea is we just keep them from all hitting us early, and we eventually hit level 6 bot lane, and that's the goal, is make it to level 6 and then kill them. So we start with the blue buff leash. I'm going to speed it up. Not too much happens for a few minutes this game. And you see my crappy Elise mechanics. So they go bot. What's going on down here? Good stun. And that's the kind of stuff we want to do. You know, Xerath just auto attacks for mana, tosses out his stun all the time, and then once he hits 2, he gets W, and he just W's people to slow before he lands a stun. And that's just to stop Braum from coming in. We're not looking for anything nutty. If you have this lane, Luke, do you see the first problem with this?
The way the lane is set up, or
No, with this matchup.
I'm sorry, I was focusing. Sick. Just wanted to point out, man. Don't forget that you can auto attack the minions. You can auto attack the full health ones and get mana back, so that you can continuously poke. Um,
The biggest problem right here is they have an aggressive lane that's Xerath Varus. And yeah,
and
they're
Bra- and
looking to
Brahma.
make it out, but they didn't push really hard for the level 2 to deny the Braum Draven level 2. Especially when Varus
I'm
started
not
E.
that familiar with how the yeah.
Yeah. The general idea for bot lane stuff is you want to be rushing level 2 for the most part in most
See,
matchups.
but at the same time, because Seiko had to start stun, I don't know if they would have been able to push for that
See, but Varus
because you're
hit
not getting the
E,
extra damage.
and Draven doesn't have any sort of real wave clear. He does damage, but I mean, Varus also does damage. Like, base damage wise, it's 63 on Varus to 74 on Draven. Like, it's not, it's an 11 damage difference. It's not huge.
I'm just saying they're low damage abilities for level one.
I mean, it does a good amount of damage. It's, yeah, 70 with his E,
Eh.
and he hits everybody. Caster minions only have like 300 health.
Okay, I guess I could see your point there.
Yeah. And the whole idea is if you aggressively push for it and you just auto attack absolutely everything you see, you can hit that level 2 first, because Draven's not going to. Like, the only thing that gives them the advantage there is the Braum Relic Shield, and Xerath obviously doesn't take Relic Shield, so yeah, I'm not sure why he started Coin.
Wait, why? No, he took Relic Shield.
Braum did,
Yeah,
but Xerath took Coin instead of
Draven.
Spell
Sorry.
Thieves.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, which
I
is
was
weird to me. If you're going to be playing this
sorry.
matchup,
Yeah, I'm
you
still
want
waking
the
up.
extra AP damage, usually.
Yeah, well, not only do you need the extra AP damage, but when you turn it into Frost Queen's Claim, you get the slow, which helps, and then if you're poking or ulting or whatever.
Yeah. Well, at the same
Coin's
time,
nice and all.
oh, this game is okay. So Elise goes topside because Camille's shoving in the wave. Camille has been shoving in the wave almost every game that she's been playing. The top laner Stargazer here. Almost every game he plays, he does it. We burn a bunch of stuff to get Nasus, and we get First Blood, and we get it on Elise, which is fine. That usually works out. Um, Aurelion Sol ends up having to back when he ganks bot lane, um, and I didn't particularly catch what happened this bot lane roam, so we're going to back up just a teeny bit, and we'll see what happens. Oh man, you came from behind? Okay. So bot lane's doing their thing level 2. Aurelion Sol says he's coming down. He doesn't take the plant because he doesn't want to give himself away. And Ryze pings Aurelion Sol's missing and that they need to watch out bot. We get the stun on Braum. And bot lane did not shove the wave as hard as they could. They didn't blow all their abilities to try to make sure that bot lane is shoving before Aurelion Sol comes down. So Aurelion Sol gets 3 really important stuns in this gank, and bot lane does nothing with it. So now bot lane pressure has been relieved. Aurelion Sol ends up having to burn barrier and flash. And then they turn for more kills. They burn all the Sums bot. They shut Draven down. And so now Varus Xerath are fed. There's plenty of... the reason you didn't get an assist there was because you sat in that bush.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It was too long.
Unlucky.
Yeah. Well, and it's not like I could turn around and auto or W, because if I did, I would have gotten destroyed. Draven damage.
Yeah. Draven, Batman, Draven. And so now Aurelion Sol got bot lane ahead. It is now Pickaxe versus double Dorans. Varus has already won his lane since Aurelion Sol came down and got him that kill. Bot lane has no summoners, and we still have exhaust. That's plenty of time to make stuff happen. Camille's doing her thing in Nasus, and even though Nasus got a kill, Camille got an assist, and CS-wise they're basically even. So gold-wise, the difference is 100 gold, 150. So it's nothing super crazy. Did you take Spellbook this game? I can't remember.
No, I don't take Spellbook on Soul.
Did you
That's
take
dumb.
Glacial Augment?
Phase Rush.
Oh, Phase Rush, yeah. Couldn't remember.
I build them like I build Vlad. Or runes wise.
That was really good CS. I'm surprised that worked out. Oh, they had vision in the pixel bush right there. That's annoying. That's how they knew I was there. Right. So let's see how this mid lane matchup goes. Even though bot, completely gets... See, your W is actually clearing the waves, like, really effectively.
Oh, look, grab those. Okay, there it is.
Yeah. Like, you
For a
killed
second there, I
the...
thought.
You killed the minions really well. And it let you leave before Ryze could push back. And then you got this ward
The
out.
thing is, the Rise could actually outpush me. I don't know why he wasn't. Like he had the opportunity to. It's like he was afraid I was gonna fight him or something.
I mean, they saw me taking Scuttlecrap, but, like, that's the last thing they saw from me.
Like if you see right here, like right now, I don't have that damage item I need. Like he can outpush me. I just don't know why he didn't most of the beginning of that game.
Uh, that was really good by him.
Yep.
He had a good flash, and you didn't have flash, so...
Or barrier.
Yeah. Because you had to blow them both bot because bot lane didn't protect you while you were backing in a bush that they had vision in. Like what? Alright, Grace is in my jungle.
It was partially my fault. I knew backing there was dangerous.
Yeah, it was.
I also knew that Draven was greedy, and I kind of wanted to bait him.
Ooh. Oh. 2 missed skill shots. Unlucky. That sucks. Alright, I'm invading because I saw Graves bot side. I start going to take his wolves because I know he's probably doing his red. And sure enough, he's doing his red. Killing wolves. And then the next lane that I can see, like, you're shoving actually relatively well. Like, if he spams his abilities, he's able to outpush you. I'll give you that one. I agree with you there. If he just keeps hitting his abilities all the time, then he is able to outpush you. Oh, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just waited for you to hit your barrier so Graves could ulti. Okay, so this game... Oh, here comes the Rise gank bot that we have no vision in. And they're going hard. Here's the bot lane kill. This shouldn't happen. Varus moved forward when he probably wasn't supposed to. And then Elise is coming down and trying to make something happen to get something back at least. It's too late for that.
Bad, man. No, I mean, we still make something happen over here. It's only because they're dumb. I think you die to it, though. Maybe?
Oh, you get something.
Do you?
Ooh, you get 2 here. And then you almost get Draven. He's
So
just a little bit faster than you. Yeah. 330 to... Oh, you had 350 or 320 movement speed. So he was just like 10 faster.
Run fast.
Yeah. Well, it was on cooldown at the time. He didn't have mana for it.
I don't know then.
Your base movement speed is really low. It's only when you hit stuff that you move up. So your base movement speed is 325, which is like 10 shorter, or 5.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah. Just barely faster than you. Like just so barely. Alright, at this point, we're 9 minutes in. It's 7-4.
Aurelion Soul isn't gonna win lane.
Yeah.
It's
They're up almost.
That's the whole point of Aurelion Soul is to roam.
Yeah. They're up almost 2k and it's pretty spread out.
Yeah. Draven's big. Nasus is big.
Well, Draven's big isn't from getting kills or turning in stacks. It's just we've only killed him once, and he's just been farming, and he's farming better than Varus is. Even though Varus technically had the lead at one point, which is weird.
So, I would say the problem here is that mostly that we're behind in all the lanes. Yeah.
Let's look at top lane for a minute and see what he's doing that could be different. He's pushing the wave, but Nasus is free stacking. What's he at? 108? Which, 108 for 10 minutes, that's not super great, but it's not awful. It's average for, you know, bronze and silver. I invade again. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go topside. And Camille is getting good damage on Susan. And then I can't, oh, I missed my thing, that's what happens. And then here comes Rise. This is what happens. I die to his thing, and then Rise comes in to make sure. Yeah.
I want to start practicing Rise. I think Rise would be a good...
Well, Rise isn't bad. I'm speeding it up, by the way, because this game is essentially over at this point.
Well, I keep seeing him. I think he's more meta now.
Yeah.
still give me the capability that Soul has, just not as good.
Yeah. So that's gonna be game 2 because I don't think there's too much else that happens in the rest of this game. Like nothing
Yeah.
of significant importance. And we'll go to game 3.
I think overall as a team we did well. I think we just played the matchups a little bit wrong.
Yeah. Alright, game 3 is the game that a lot of people on the team believe we should have won. Um, this is the We Have Shentop Nidalee jungle. Once again, I haven't played Nidalee since like season 4, realistically, season 5. So
Yeah, but once again,
yeah,
you're
once
not the
again,
defining factor in why
that's
we
not the
lose.
reason we lost. We have TF mid, we have Kog'Maw, Soraka, AD carry and support, and they have Urgot, Diana, Ahri, Vayne, and Thresh. Now, looking at these team comps, you can tell Kog'Maw does not fall off, but pretty much everyone else on our team does. Shen eventually becomes killable. TF, he's not a hypercarry. He doesn't scale in a late game super hard. He still does damage, but it's not like Ziggs damage or,
TF is
you know,
TF builds 3 damage items and then starts building defensive.
yeah,
He's really just there for the gold card and the little bit of damage he throws out with his Q. He's mostly there to try to get other lanes ahead.
yeah. Soraka's healing scales, but that's really all she has is just the healing. And then Nidalee is a heal bot once she hits about level 11 or 13. All she does is just heal people for the attack speed buff. Alright. And they outscale us. Urgot becomes unkillable by our team because Kog'Maw just isn't able to shred through somebody like Urgot. He's very good against stuff like that.
Diana becomes tanky burst assassin.
Yeah, she'll just be unkillable and she can always make it to, or unkillable enough that she can make it to the back line before she dies, which is bad. Ahri
She'll kill
does
Kog'Maw and that's it.
Ahri does a leash for red buff here, which we were not expecting. Because I take my red, and the first thing I do is like I'm going mid after I get my red, because Ahri should be here, because Diana should have started blue, and she didn't. She started red, which was
And
weird.
TF starts full card, so it would have
Yeah.
been.
And then you land the thing. I throw the spear out. Spear barely misses.
That was super sad. I was
But
super sad about
this
that. I was like,
this gank absolutely would have worked if Diana had started the buff we expected.
yeah. We might not have gotten a kill out of it, but she would
Yeah,
have been much lower. Probably popped the potion or backed.
yeah. Diana outthought me here. She was like, okay, Nidalee is. They're either going to try to get my blue or Nidalee's going to start bot side, so I should start top side.
I actually think it was just the mid laner being stupid. I don't think it was the Diana being smart. I think it's just low elo nonsense.
No, that's sad. I want to pretend like they're smart at least. Right. You land a red card, you land your Q, you get an extra auto attack out, and she misses some of her stuff. And then my whole goal is I'm going to smite this scuttle in just a second. So that way I
Well,
can get my
and
health
guys,
back.
when we're going over this review, like, I'd also like your guys' input. If you think that we're wrong about a call or something, we can talk about it. We can, you know, it's not the end all be all.
Right.
That's all I'm trying to say.
So right here is where things get interesting. Ahri had to back off under tower. You are in the minion wave, and we had just tried a mid lane gank. And so I go, okay, I'm gonna invade. I'm gonna drop a ward to see if I can catch Diana later. And sure enough, I put the ward down, and ta-da! There's Diana. Here comes Ahri. Ahri lands a
Yeah,
charm.
no,
Ahri
this
lands a
this
W.
was not
Ahri's
happening
out of
without Diana.
mana, and Diana interrupts my jump, and then I kill Ahri, and I run up instead of towards TF because some of us are good Nidalee players and others are me. So
No, that was my fault. If I'd roamed up, if I'd come up sooner, if I'd been paying better attention, I would have. Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
would have been there to
still.
help you.
Either way, we get first blood. They get a return kill and they get it on Diana, but TF in return gets lane pressure, and the bot lane's kind of doing their
She has
thing right here.
advantage.
They're just trying to keep up in CS and not get hooked by Thresh, who is one of the problem players over the course of this game.
I would
Shen
actually say
is,
that Thresh was their best player.
I would agree with that. Shen and Urgot were probably the two best players on their team. Or Urgot and Thresh, sorry, not Shen. That'd be bad if Shen was the best player on their team. Alright, so Shen, you're really low right here. You have 100 health, and Urgot still has Q. So he just hit level 5, so you have a little time before he gets his ulti, but you're really low. This is super dangerous. You have teleport. It's okay to just back and TP in. He will not shove that wave faster than you can back and TP in.
And usually you don't need TP for like some quick play for the first like 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Usually.
And you're also Shen, so you do get your ulti in one more level. That was a good taunt, but you lost the cannon minion for it.
That was sexy to watch.
Right. We try gank bot.
You played dangerous, but
that,
you got a lot out of that. I like that.
At the same time, it's okay to just back. You already got that sick
Well,
trade. You know, you're good. You can back. You don't have to sit on no health in a lane against a guy that doesn't have wave clear.
yeah. Yeah,
It's
right now
okay.
you're playing a little bit dangerous. There you go.
Now you're getting it. And there's the Q. The reason you don't want to stand there and back is because you're in between the turret and the wall. So if Urgot wants to hit that skill shot, he can probably hit that skill shot because you have to go up or down. And he just has to guess whether you're going up or down.
At the same time, he had to overextend really hard for that. I actually don't think that was that bad. Like he got hit by a tower.
It wasn't, but if he just stood a little bit further back, then he would have backed. He wouldn't have to worry about the Urgot harass, and he wouldn't have had to have canceled his back.
That's true too. Totally agree.
Right here, Kog'Maw moves super far forward because now they've gotten Vayne and Thresh both super low. They didn't back after the gank that Thresh got the sick lantern in, which was total bullshit. And then you guys back, which is smart. But right now, Vayne Thresh is out CSing. TF is shoving his lane. TF is also level 6. And so TF and Nidalee are going to be looking for a level 6 roam. Right.
Oh yeah, I remember this part. I was debating whether or not I wanted to dive, but I knew that Thresh would kill me. He just hooked me under turret, and
He just flay you like as soon as you finished.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he'd hook, then flay, then he'd throw the thing out. I'd be CC'd so long that the turret would just kill me.
I go for the invade to see where Diana is.
Vayne.
You go for Ahri. I miss my thing. I tell you to run to me. I was like, I'll heal you, I'll heal you. And then, yeah, healed you. Ahri missed her thing. Diana shows up. Ahri misses her thing again. You really should have died here. You get the stun on Diana. And then Ahri has to run away. And I was like, I'll heal you one more time. Now I'm out of mana. Ahri comes in. She misses her thing again. And then we get the taunt. We get the kill. And then you get hit by the Urgot thing. Yay. And then here is where Urgot, Diana, and Thresh finally show up. And we lose right here. Because we can't fight all three of these guys when we're all low health. So unlucky. So right here, top jungle, mid gets shut down. And their top and jungle are both 2-0. But that's realistically the only real lead they have. They go to Dragon. Oh, Paka dies. How'd you die, Paka? Oh. Vayne, what? With the amount of question mark.
Busted right now.
Well, what's hilarious? As soon as Vayne died, Thresh was question mark ping spamming Vayne for dying to Kog'Maw ult passive.
Well, that's what I was saying. I remember Death felt really bad about that trade, but I watched when that happened, and she burned flash to get it.
Ooh.
And he got her with his passive. So it was entirely
okay.
We got the better trade out of that.
Luke, I want to show you this. Is this the one where I go in to go for the steal? Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, this is it. So you ulti.
Yeah.
You see I Q to get the dragon. I land the spear. So I hop the wall and I miss the smite by 26. And I'm like, oh, there's 4 people here. I flash out. And you finish
That
your
does
thing
suck.
the same time. I'm like, I need
Yeah.
to leave.
After I cast it, I knew I was dead. I was like, fuck.
And then you pull the blue card on top of that. So just like 2 for 2.
It was super bad.
And then Ari finally hits a skill.
Oh, it took her long enough.
It took her
It's okay, I
9
got the
minutes.
gold card.
You got the gold card this time. Sick play, bro. Oh my god. Alright, Shen's pushing top because he's like, oh, we're gonna lose bot, right? The answer is no. We're not gonna lose bot. But we will get a lot of tower damage up here.
That moment your TF is tilted and retarded as fuck.
There's a few times where Deft ends up winning trades that he shouldn't. Just because nobody hits him for like 2 minutes.
No, but it's funny to watch. Especially since I'm sure Thresh, I can't wait to see Thresh's pings. I'm sure he's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Alright, here comes Diana to kill Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw just auto attacks, auto attacks, auto attacks, auto attacks, auto attacks, auto attacks. And Soraka's just sitting back. She's not trying to, just beat the hell out of this Diana.
Yeah, but she doesn't need to. They're not gonna kill her.
Here's a really shitty invade. Ha 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 ha. Hey TF, what's going on, buddy? Here comes the Shen ulti to save his ass, and then there's the hook. Yay! And then I have a great idea. Let's not. Oh, wait. The hook across the map. You totally should have died there.
No,
Oh my god.
the time Thresh was that push, it was at like 0.5 seconds. I knew if even if he landed it, he was gonna get me.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
How'd I die? Oh, I remember now. Not gonna bother with that. And now you die here because you deserved the die back here, and so karma. Everything works out in the end.
I think we were on a tilt fest after this game, or during this game.
Yeah, I agree with that. So Urgot's pushing top super hard. We're pushing bot super hard. Urgot doesn't just keep pushing for top lane when he knows Shen is dead and down, and then he shows up mid lane. And then TF ulti. Oh, this is the. Okay. So right here, Nidalee pings where she wants him to go, and then he goes, and then Urgot just runs straight through here, and I cut him
Because
off.
Urgot's not an idiot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I cut him off. I see that's where he's going, and then Shen shows up,
Really?
and then I land the Q, and then I jump in for the kill, and then I keep running further away from the rest of my team. I'm really a top-notch Nidalee player, I swear to God. Oh gosh.
What is my team?
What is this game? Could you imagine if we had like a Tarek? Because if he dies again. You're doing so well. Like, your last 3 deaths have come in the last 3 minutes. not even playing. You were 1-1 up until like the last 3 minutes. And then Shen dies because he sees TF die right here and then shoves the wave and then doesn't back off.
I'm telling you, man, these are like tilt plays. This is not help.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Bronze 9. Or Wood 7. Alright. They're getting Rift Herald. Urgot's pushing mid. At this point, the game is pretty much over for the most part. The only redeeming grace we have is our Kog'Maw is fed. And right now, at least, Nidalee does enough damage and enough healing at this point that they
I
don't
wouldn't
have
say
enough.
it's over. The fact of the matter is that because Kog'Maw is fed, we can come back. This whole team comp is based around protect the carry. You have Twisted Fate, who's literally just there to,
CC
CC
bot,
the
yeah.
threats of the fight. You have Nidalee who's supposed to speed up plus seal. Then you have Soraka who's supposed to just make sure that Kog'Maw doesn't die. And then you have Shen who, just in case Soraka fucks up on that, he can ult to make sure that Kog'Maw doesn't die. Like it's all
No,
set around getting Kog'Maw ahead.
no.
Yeah, I was curious as to why you didn't run away on that one.
The reason
Like
I
if I
didn't
thought
want
you
to
were gonna
run
fight
away
it.
is because Urgot's ulti, if he hits it, will kill me. And so I was trying to put other people on my team in between me and him, so that way it was
Okay.
impossible for him to hit me, and he'd just hit somebody else on my team. Because I know they wouldn't die, but I would probably die.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know they're here. We watch them walk into that because of that ward. I throw the Q. I don't hit anything. The Thresh hooks Kog'Maw, and it all goes to shit.
My Kog'Maw baby.
No, Kog'Maw, why you do this? Alright, and this time we do actually get first tower. Good job, Shen.
Oh
Woo!
boy.
He had ulti for that, but it was kind of a waste because we couldn't
Did
fight that.
did we pick Shen and Urgot?
No, they responded with Urgot when we picked Shen.
Okay.
Because we had first pick, we first picked Shen because he was first pick,
Okay.
and then they
I
picked
was just
Urgot right afterwards.
gotcha.
Yeah. So unlucky that they got the counter pick right there. They're getting dragon. We're pushing bot because we have to destroy this Rift Herald. Kog'Maw does a good job there. I get caught. TF has to run all the way around. Soraka goes for, silences and Qs and stuff like that. Then Shen gets caught. Then Kog'Maw pushes forward. Soraka's there. TF is there. The whole goal here is we just keep moving forward. We do a lot of damage. Kog'Maw does a lot of damage. And he has enough poke that he can push everybody else out. And then we can just move out to the tower and then take the tower because TF does tower damage. So we don't need to really worry much about that. And then here, we just keep pushing, healing Kog'Maw. And once again, the whole goal is just push forward, poke a lot, let Urgot do his
This
thing in the side
Vayne,
wave, and then,
dude, watch this Vayne is fucking greedy. Like she just stays there. I
yeah.
almost kill her like once before that. She just stays there. She's so fucking stupid.
I don't know why she stayed there so long, honestly. Right. This time Ari finally gets something, but Ari dies. And then my dumbass tells my team that they can get this tower, and Diana just, Predator runs in. I was not ready for the Predator Diana build. That's a new one. Right. So out of all that, we end up getting 2 towers, 4 kills, and 2 people die.
And you said the game was over. Whatever,
Well, we
wreckage.
make good plays, but that was the first real good macro play that we had.
GG guys, it's over at 5 minutes.
It was 13 or 14, I think.
Okay, wreckage.
So at this point, Shen is just doing a split push job, but Urgot is finally grouping, and Urgot's the problem child of this entire thing. And the reason for that is we can't poke him out, we can't get him low enough, we can't force him to get out of here unless we get some crazy Shen taunt and a bunch of Soraka healing. And then they finally start winning team fights by waiting for us to go in when we don't have 5 people, or waiting for us to go for some crazy Kog'Maw trade that only works because Kog'Maw's fed as shit.
Balance.
That's so ridiculous. I can't believe he can just sit there and auto attack in place for 20 seconds and nothing happens. It's like, okay, we got to go for the tower here because, we might be able to actually get this one. And sure enough, if you believe anything is possible, we get the top tower.
Believe it.
Believe in the heart of the
Kage.
cards.
Kage.
Alright, now Diana comes top for Shen, and then decides to check bushes. And of course everyone makes it out but Shen, because Shen turns back around. But then everything works out in the end, Shen gets away.
Because
Yeehaw.
Ari's an idiot.
They ward for Baron. We go, and here's where our plays start getting sketchy. we start going for the fight up here. We have Urgot pushing our bot side. They have mid lane priority, and they're going for Dragon. We cannot do Baron. We don't have a Baron taking team. But we do have a contesting team. So if they want to come do something like this, we can just start poking them while they're doing it. And either A, make them back off, or B, make them panic. That Thresh hook was perfectly timed.
Oh, yeah, no, he did that all game. It was fucking annoying as shit. I would still get the gold card off, but it didn't matter, because, yeah.
And then Kog'Maw gets fed. And he just gets to auto attack everybody. And these are the plays that we want to be making. We want to be making stuff where we go for trades while they're trying to take an objective. We push towers and sit there outside of tower range until they either get bored and run off or they decide to split push, and then we can go in afterwards because we have the Shen for that. So the fact that we're up 3,000 gold right here, almost 4,000. We have a Kog'Maw that's at 3 items. They have a Vayne that's at 2. Our TF and Ahri are even. TF is ahead in farm by a crap ton. Like, it's 50 farm at this point. I'm behind, but I'm up kills, so I'm basically even. Shen is way behind Urgot by like 50 something CS. 60 actually.
Yeah, but that's understandable given the matchup, yeah.
Yeah, and he's also down 5 kills. Gold wise, that is 2,000 gold just from top lane matchup alone. So realistically, this Urgot, who has Mallet Cleaver, along with some magic resist, will be incredibly difficult to kill. And most of our team is magic damage, as you can tell. Nidalee, TF, Soraka, Kog'Maw. Right, then we go to Baron.
You didn't even include TF in that. Feels bad.
I know, right? We go to Baron here, because for some reason we just had a feeling like we could take it. Is this where we do the impressive, crazy feed fest, or is that the next game? That's the next one, I think. Alright, we get Baron, we back off.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night.
Right. And we back off excellently. So now we have the Baron, and we just want to go bot lane and sit at that tower. And
Wait, watch me back, watch me back, watch me back. Urgot like jumps into that bush. It's funny.
oh, you're already back. Rip.
Feels bad. No worries.
So the game plan here is we just send Shen to the far lane. We send TF to the mid lane to get mid lane priority. The rest of us push bot. So Soraka's up here chilling out in the mid lane, but she's coming bot now. I'm clearing bot wave really hard because Shen is almost in position. TF caught the wave at the tower, and he's pushing mid lane now. And everyone but Shen is completely in position, and Shen is almost there. Alright, Shen is now in position, and we're pushing in. And we're just kind of letting them try to clear a wave. While we just sit here, we ward up, and we poke. TF had shoved to the tower, which is good, because he's just sitting there waiting for an ulti, clearing the wave. That's all he's doing. We get pokes. Shen is pushing really hard. Urgot is backing, because he has to come help defend this. And then Kog'Maw gets hooked. Now, right here, the only thing that's going to stop this is TF immediately backing off, Shen immediately ulting, and the rest of us just getting crazy hits on skill shots. None of that happens. TF has to run away from Vayne, who's chasing him. Kog'Maw gets a double kill. Soraka doesn't die, Nidalee doesn't die, and Shen ultis in. So now the wave is super hard pushing towards top lane. TF is shoving mid lane super well. Ahri had to back off because of the way she was angled, and we get bot tier 2. So at this point, the goal is have them try to deal with TF, and they can't, while the rest of us push bot because they can't deal with Kog'Maw. We have plenty of time to get inhibitors. You die because you just get hit by Urgot ulti.
Yep.
That's a meme. Shen lands a taunt. I tell Kog'Maw to just hit the inhibitor and then turn. Kog'Maw turns. He gets 1
That
kill.
balance damage.
I know, right? It's disgusting. He gets 2. He's looking for 3. And if it weren't for Vayne, it would have been. And then Shen gets hit by Urgot, and that's the end. Okay, so now we're aced. But we got a bot inhibitor out of it. We got an opening in the mid lane, and top inhib, they have to go defend. So realistically, this game is still winnable, but here's the part where we start throwing. They have Earth Dragon, they have Ocean Dragon, they have Cloud Dragon, we have no Dragon. The next one coming up is Cloud again, which is not super good for our team comp. We want like an Ocean or an Infernal or something like that. We don't want a Cloud, because we're not a very fast team anyway, and out of combat movement speed doesn't help with what our team wants to do very much.
But Will, that's the best Drake.
It is the best Drake, but it's not the best Drake for the shit team we have right here against this team. So we start pushing for Cloud, because that's the only objective up. They have to defend bot anyway, so we're gonna have bot priority because we have supers, and we just start taking it. Now right here.
What's the time on Baron?
Like 3 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, like roughly 3 minutes. It like just ended and we got aced, so.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah. Kog'Maw is over the wall, and he's auto attacking over the wall. This Cloud Dragon. Soraka and Nidalee are here. TF is topside, but he has teleport and ulti, and there's several wards that he can go to. Shen is chilling out right here and ready to take the blast cone. His ulti's up. His teleport's up. This is a terrible fight. We know Vayne is backing because we have vision on it. We don't know where Ahri is. We don't know where Diana is. The only people we know are Urgot and Thresher coming in. The thing that's going to do it is an immediate TF and Shen ulti. The problem is Kog'Maw's in a spot where he can't do any damage. Period. So because Kog'Maw's in a spot where he can't do any damage to the enemy team, and we have to go up to defend him with 2 players that cannot get in melee range of these two, we end up losing this fight. And this is the fight that throws the game. Because at this point, we have priority bot lane, we have a gold lead, we have all the stuff we need to end the game as long as we don't die. And here's where we die. We get the dragon, Shen comes over the wall, and Kog'Maw's not in a spot to trade. I have to go back over. TF TP's in. TF's in a bad spot now. Kog'Maw's in a bad spot now. We start fighting over here. Nidalee and Soraka are not there. And TF dies. Urgot gets a 5-man flea with his ulti kill. Nidalee goes in to get some damage out. She almost gets everybody. Shen almost kills Urgot. And Soraka made it out with full health, full mana, and exhaust up. Which is bad. So they are all very low health. Less than 300 on everybody but Diana. And Vayne, who's 73 over. We had an exhaust the entire fight. And the people that died were in a terrible spot to start the fight. So we almost won that fight with the shitty positioning, the shitty usage of cooldowns and timing of engages, and the fact that we got hit by a thresh hook that we really needed to not get hit by, and Urgot got a crazy 5-man ulti. That's really the only reason, because when he kills somebody, he hits out a huge flee button where all the people run away, they lose control of their characters, and he kills the 5th person and the other 4 people run away, screaming in fear. And our healer is still alive. Still alive. Do 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 do. Now Soraka has to defend this because she's the only one that can do anything. She actually almost kills Ari
I would
because
have laughed
she
so hard.
actually does damage. She hits Vayne for 400 damage. So once again, Vayne has no MR. TF comes in, and Thresh perfectly times the hook again to stop TF from
Yep.
just murdering everyone. Nobody else is able to move up fast enough, and TF dies.
No, 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 no.
And
TF is
so,
invincible.
in exactly a minute and 33 seconds, we go from a 7k lead to a 2k lead. And this is the part where the game is over. Because at this point,
See,
we get like 3 more kills.
And you lied. You said I did well.
You did do well.
Lies.
You did. Like, the thing that threw the game was the Cloud Dragon fight, and it was because our AD carry wasn't in position. Our top lane was in a weird position, and I went back over the wall because I just wanted the dragon. I didn't want to fight. So, it was my bad. I should have decided to fight there, but if we wanted to fight, the rest of the team needs to say that we want to fight.
No.
Yes.
I would say that was a big defining because we were not talking like at all.
Yeah. At this stage in the series, Nidalee and Twisted Fate and Shen are the only people that are talking anymore. Kog'Maw has gone completely silent, except when he gets kills, then he starts getting hyphy. And Soraka has said basically nothing all series. Which has been really disappointing. Because supports are usually key factors in decision making.
Oh no!
Oh no, I think TF might die here.
I do.
Oh wow, what a shocker.
Yep.
It's almost like if you get collapsed on by a Thresh and then a damage source, you're probably gonna die. Alright, Kog'Maw gets hooked, and that's the next thing. Vayne is finally doing damage. She has 4 items and boots.
Vayne was
And
always doing damage.
yeah, but she wasn't doing damage like this, where she can actually kill people until the Cloud Dragon fight.
Oh, you mean where she could 1v5? Yeah, no.
Yeah, she wasn't doing 1v5 damage until then.
Fucking hate Vayne.
Alright, so that's gonna go ahead and just end game 3, because at this point we don't have any sort of actual comeback, and there's no team fights that we take that are realistically winnable. But the last one, game 4, was basically over before we started. Everyone was super tilted. Everyone was in a bad mood. The only people talking are Vladimir and Zach this game, the jungler mid laner. The AD carry has stopped saying anything, even when he gets killed now. And we're specifically going to look at the bot lane this game. So, they get a crazy invade, he stops Tristana's jump, and Jinx gets first blood. They go ahead and do their back thing. They ward the red buff so they know that I'm going to start red. Braum goes to lane.
Oh, do you want to bring up the matchups, by the way?
Yes. Okay, this game we have Sion top, whose goal is to engage with his ulti. We have Zac jungle, whose goal is to engage with his E. We have Vladimir mid, whose goal is just get a really good ulti while the rest of them are CC'd. We have a Tristana AD carry, who is our actual damage source this game. And we have a Braum support, whose goal is to get in the front, disrupt, and try to get Singed and Jax off of the rest of our team.
Well, that, but also, I mean, I know you talked about the bottom lane being gold.
Yeah, the Jinx here is gold 1 and was gold 1 last season, and the Sona here was gold 3 and she was gold 1 last season. Um, so they're both borderline plat players, and our bot lane is mid-silver together. So the skill difference here is huge. The first thing that happens is Braum goes straight to lane, and Tristana and Zac have to do the red buff, the two of them. So Tristana and Zac burn it to almost 0 health, and then have to go back. We don't lose any minions, but now they have kill advantage because Braum wasn't there to leash at the start. We're going to slow down. The Tristana is just hitting, which is good.
That's all she needs to be doing right now.
Yes.
Until Braum hits level 3 and gets a shield.
And she had to skill W to try to get away from the invade earlier. So that's part of it. They're level 2, and Tristana hits level 2. Braum is now level 2. He tosses his shield up. This, on this next wave, is a great time to trade. The reason for that, Sona is still level 1. We watched her be level 1 in the bush, and there's a ward in this bush. So Jinx is the only one who's level 2 right now. Tristana and Braum are both level 2. This is a cannon wave. If Tristana just puts her bomb up on a minion, auto attacks it a few times, it will kill the casters or get them so low that she can just auto attack them once and they all die. And that will give them the ability to just all in them. Sona has 1 Q, and the next skill she'll be getting is a W. We have Braum Shield, we have Braum Q, and Jinx took Zap. And we know Jinx took Zap because she already tried to hit us with it once.
And, well, Jinx always takes Zap, so
yeah.
That's not surprising.
So, Sona is finally level 2. Jinx hard shoves the wave because she knows that you have the ability to kill them. We let Jinx auto attack us, which is weird. Braum tosses his shield up with absolutely no provocation. There is absolutely no reason to throw your shield up like this. They're not hitting you. They're not attacking Tristana. Jinx was not using Zap. Sona was not using Q. The only reason you toss it up is because I guess you wanted to Q somebody, and that's it. So you burned.
You want to shoot Braum Shield like Yasuo Windwall. It has to be reactionary. It cannot be.
It's not a. You do it early to try to get a trade. Because if everyone sees you throw your shield up, they know you're going to try to fight them, so they'll just run away.
Well, and then they know it's when it's going to be down that they can harass you.
Yeah, it's a 18-second cooldown. So he burned 85 mana out of his 350.
Yeah, it's a lot of mana too.
And
it's your most mana cost ability. I think.
No, it's his third, I think. Yeah,
oh.
It's actually his lowest, but that's because his Q does so much damage, and his shield feels like more, but that's because Braum has no base mana. It's super low.
Oh, well, I'm wrong then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you only have 350 to go with, using
it's
like
a lot, yeah.
a 7th or an 8th of your mana pool every time you shield, that's a lot.
Yeah. I said it was wrong.
It's fine. So now Tristan is moving forward to auto attack. Braum is at half mana, half health. Tristan is at half health, and they have Sona, who has heal already. So there's that. Tristana gets hit with a zap and an auto attack. Braum cues Sona, and with this huge minion wave where they had 1 caster up, we didn't go for an all-in when we landed it.
Well, Triss doesn't have the health for it.
Triss does not have the health for it, but you will burn, exhaust, and heal, and she can still make it out. And Braum has shield and jump at this point. So he can.
That's true. You could go for a good trade there. At least.
And you have the minion wave. You have 6 minions, and theirs are all the way back here. They're going to be putting out no damage, and we have wards. We have 3 wards to ward the bush to make sure they can't go in the bush to reset aggro. So there's a lot of things here where we can fight, and we back away. Being aggressive and trying to force them off of the wave is the only way you guys get anything to happen in this lane, because otherwise she's just gonna do that. She's gonna walk up, Q you, and run away. Braum jumps
Ooh,
for
that
a
was a good.
zap that
That was a really good shield.
it was a good shield, but it wasn't gonna hit Tristana.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. You wanna see that again in slow motion?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I very much do. I'm telling you, I was gonna hit her.
All right, there's the poke, and here's where the first minion dies. The second minion dies. All right, now watch. Jinx gets ready to toss out the zap. It was not going to hit because he started reacting to juke downwards the second it was about to come out. And it was also,
I didn't see that.
yeah, it was also, okay,
Well, no offense to Alpaca, but he's just been kind of standing in the zap, so I didn't expect him to be reacting.
there it is.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, see, the,
That's still no. That would have hit him.
no,
That
because the
totally would have hit
hitbox goes till right here. And he was,
him. No, it's a
watch,
little bit
watch.
wider than that.
See, he's backing out.
Yeah, he's backing
He
out.
was running
Totally. I'm just saying,
downwards
if
as
he
well.
was walking straight, it totally would have hit him.
But he wasn't walking straight. He was walking downwards.
Right, but at the same time, he's been standing in the zaps all game.
That's true.
So
He's gotten hit by two of them. But, give him credit where it's due. He was going to dodge that one.
no, yeah, in this one he totally was, but I can understand why Seiko would try to stop him from getting hit by it, because just based off of the zaps that have hit him, I'm just saying I get that.
Yeah.
Totally understandable.
So, it was a good shield. It was a good reaction.
And it felt good. At least to me, it felt
Yeah.
good to watch.
But it also wasn't going to hit. So, it's fortunate that you did it, and you looked for it. You go for the shield up to draw aggro, so that way they have to run away and they can't get damage on the tower. That's good. Tristana, you need to be like as far back as you possibly can. So that way she can't just, rocket your casters and then get free damage on you.
I think the first 2 or 3 minutes of this bottom lane really kind of determined how the lane would be played.
Yeah. And so far, uh, Luke, have they been getting harassed?
Not especially. They've been getting minor trades that just do a little bit of health, but it's only because they aren't responding back that they're getting harassed.
Yeah, see?
It's not like they're getting super, just Sona bullied or Jinx bullied.
Yeah,
They're just
they're
doing their job. Jinx is looking for those zaps that she gets in between minion kills. Jinx is looking for those rocket Qs that she can hit them with because she can about trade Tristana range at that point.
yeah.
It's not that this lane is set up for them to lose. It's that they aren't trading effectively at all.
Yeah. What I would attribute this lane to, what I would call this lane, is Sona and Jinx are able to get these crazy trades where they're forcing them to back off and making them play passively because they never look to play aggressively. It's okay to burn your flash in a trade if you get lane control from it. If you get the ability to trade back with the other team because you force them off a wave, it's okay to burn your heal for that. It's okay to burn an
Or
exhaust
more
or a
importantly,
flash.
if you get a feel for how the trade is going to be. If you don't know how the trade is,
Yeah.
going in there and trying it and then burning flash to get out because you realize, oh, I can't trade with these people, is a lot better than just sitting there and not trying to trade at all. Because
At
you're not
this
doing anything at that point,
Yeah, at the
and you're
same
just waiting for
time,
someone to come down and do something.
here, bot lane has been shoving in to your tower the entire game. Tanky engage supports or tanky supports that have any sort of CC, Alistair, Braum, Leona, etc., the more they are under their tower, the more playmaking ability they have. The further under somebody else's tower, the less playmaking ability they have because they run into the danger of they're level 3 or 4, they're going into tower dive, and they just can't. At the same time, both Sona and Jinx do not have stopwatch. And they know that. And you guys do. And it's not up for another minute. But it's something to keep in mind. if you can do enough in lane, you can wait for your stopwatch and then fight them, and then use your stopwatch. Alright, so that time Braum used his shield, but they did not draw minion aggro. Because he just stood there, he waited to throw his shield up, and they knew that that's what he was going to try to do. And so they sat at the max ability range for the Sonic Q, where it was just close enough it would hit Braum, but not draw turret aggro. So that one was free poke. So they just knew, after the first one didn't go well, how to respond to it. And they responded to it effectively. Braum uses his shield, Zach's coming down, and we get ready. I'm thinking like, ooh, Jack should be here, you know, we should get ready to go in or whatever. And they start shoving the wave super hard. They do not know I'm here. And Braum has plenty of mana. I should have stuck around to do this anyway. I got told to back off. I shouldn't have backed off.
I think you should have gone in sooner.
Yeah,
I think at this point it's too late for you to go in.
Yeah, this is totally winnable. Alright, now Jax is invading. My ward catches him right there. He tosses his ward up. I'm ganking
He's coming mid.
Annie. Annie uses her stopwatch at a good time. You get super thirsty.
No, I just knew that we weren't getting away because Jax was right around.
Yeah. Well, we weren't getting away, but at the same time, like, I would have just tried to turn on Jax.
We weren't.
We weren't going to kill either one of them, but it would have made me feel better at least. Because we weren't diving tower.
Well, I thought I could get Annie, and so I thought it would be at least a good trade.
I can see that. Sion's pushing topside. And so far top lane, Sion and Singed are both farming poorly. Everybody else has a huge lead on them. But for the most part, that's fine. Because Sion's just going to get tanky. He's not going to do much else. And he's stopping Singed from just proxying and free farming. Which I'm surprised he hasn't started proxying yet. Which is weird. Because usually they start super early. I don't know what that Jinxel is. Oh, she was trying to steal my red.
Did you get it?
No.
Trash can.
I got hit by the thing and it was like, weird. Yeah. So bot lane is pushing again. Now at this point, you just want to let your passive push this lane. You don't want it to push because you're auto attacking constantly. Because you're not going to get much from that. And you want to wait for Braum to get there. So that way you can do stuff. You're level 6 now. You guys can probably start winning trades. It's BF to BF Zeal. So the only reason they have a lead is because they have the first blood and they have a huge CS lead. Sona's still level 5. Sona is still level 5. Jinx is using her rockets really well. Tristana, Braum are just not.
Now they're playing her.
Now they're playing her ass.
But again, we're not responding. Like you're just standing in the zaps.
Yeah.
Right?
You just gave up 40%, 30% of your tower health. And you've been giving up tower health all game. We still have yet to hear from anyone this game, bot lane, that you guys need help. The only thing we've heard so far is you told Zach to back off when he was getting ready to come in there. And to be fair,
honestly, probably would have. Honestly, I mean, maybe you guys wouldn't have gotten a kill, but you would have burned some summoners down there.
Yeah. Right here, Tristana jumps out and says, I'm not going to fight this Jinx. If Sona tries to ulti and Braum has his shield up, you can win that fight.
Yup.
Braum ultis to stop Jinx, and Tristana lets Braum die. So at this point, no trade was made. Again, when you have to at least try.
Well, and they were on different pages on that. Like Braum was
Yeah,
thinking, okay, well, we can do something here, and Trista was like, no, we can't. Like, you guys can't be doing that. You guys have to be on the same page.
that's probably the
Like,
biggest thing.
you guys have to. If you're at the very least, if you're not going to communicate with the rest of the team and tell us when you want us to come down
Or that
and
you need
gank,
help or something.
then communicate with each other. Like you have to know what you guys are planning on doing because you can't have one person thinking you're going to play passive and the other person playing aggressive. You guys have to come up with a game plan on that. Even if you have to talk about it beforehand so you have an idea of what you're going to do. When I
For
play with movable Tiger, and I suck at easy, but I know that Tiger plays super aggressive. So every time we play, I look for those traits. I look for any sort of damage I can do output wise for when he goes in, or anything we can do CC wise, because Jinx traps are stupid.
and for the most part, like all of the talking early game, which by the way, we're not even 11 minutes in yet. This is still super early game. All the talking early game should honestly be coming from bot lane, and it should be about how they're playing the bot lane, and it should be to each other, because top lane is just farming. They're not gonna say much. They're just gonna be going, can I teleport? Can I teleport? Because that's all top lane does. Mid lane, he's gonna be like, oh, can I roam? Can I leave my lane? I don't want to be here anymore because nothing happens in mid lane anymore because the meta's fucking Vladimir Rise Azir. Like nothing's gonna happen here anymore, so they want to fucking leave now. And jungle, you're playing shit like Zac and Jarvan. The whole idea is you sit in a lane and just don't really do anything till team fight phase.
You farm.
Yeah, you farm, but for the most part, at this point, this game's over. Like, because Jinx almost has Infinity Edge, Jax is fed, Singed is not behind, and Annie is not far behind. Yeah, especially because she only needs her ultimate to like do anything. She's just a CC bot this game for Jinx. Alright, we get top tower. I say we go to Herald. Then you guys say, because mid lane says, oh shit, we're losing this inhibitor right here. Tristana's just chilling. At this point, AD carry and support have both given up. They are sitting way in the back. They're not doing anything anymore. They're not going for trades.
Dude, you have got to avoid those saps. I cringe
Yeah.
every time I see you stand in one.
Yeah, this game was really, really bad. You guys did fine in the other games, the first three. Um, you made it really hard to roam to your lane. You made it really hard to gank you guys. But at the same time, like, you weren't as mega tilted as this game. This game was just you guys completely shut down, and that's the story of this game. And then I try to hit my Zac ulti. I still don't understand how that works really. Do I have to press it one more time and then click, or
I don't understand it either, so I
okay?
couldn't tell you.
Because I've never played Zac since the rework, and this is like the second time I've ever played Zac. But I get the basic idea of what he does. I just don't know mechanically how he works.
You definitely could have ganked lanes a little bit more.
Yeah.
Couldn't have had more pressure, because that's really what Zach does. Is he's just annoying. He
Well, and
causes.
like here, we're just gonna start at the back and then just fast forward on my vision, while we just kind of summarize the entire series. So for the most part, bot lane, you guys just need to talk more. Even if, like Llama said, just talk to each other. So that way you guys kind of know what's going on in the game. Because if you guys don't know what your goal in that lane is, which I mean that happens. You're not familiar with the matchup, or it's a weird matchup and you don't like it as much. Um, it gets to the point where you're kind of like, I don't know if I can do anything. Zac level 3 gang top. Woo! We almost kill Singe. I was so mad we didn't do it.
The thing is, if you don't communicate, you may as well just be a random bottom lane out of your flex or solo queue.
Yeah, we might as well get a sub for 80 carry and support every single week. it if we don't hear any communication, I gank top again at level 4. It's ridiculous. I went top so many times this game. Then mid lane, you did fine. Your warding was better. Your team fighting was better. Um, we'll talk about mid lane picks later. I thought the Twisted Fate game and the Galio game were probably your best games individually. Even though like the TF1 was bad, like you were getting kind of messed,
Oh,
but yeah. At the same time, like you still had your impact. You did your job. It was good. You did fine. And then for the Galio game, it was insane.
that's just because Galio is stupid.
Yeah, I think Galio's super good right now. I really like that. Top lane, you push a lot. You didn't do that this Scion game, but I attribute that most. Did you like that? Did you see how I did that? I got to take
Well,
both camps that time, and that time we burned Singe Flash. I'm like, "Grr."
and I'm gonna say something, and it's not gonna sound nice, but I'm just being honest here, guys. The mid meta right now is Rome. It's usually to go out, get and I'm okay with that. But if I'm not getting any communication from bottom, then I might as well just play Azir or Victor or somebody that I can get a lead with and try to do the damage. So,
Yeah,
because I mean, the only reason that meta works is because it's so easy to snowball bottom.
yeah. And
But if you
honestly,
guys talk to me and you don't talk to each other, then we can't do anything.
like that's probably the biggest thing is the meta right now is mid lane leaves their lane, they go try to do something because you're not going to get a lead in mid lane because you're playing against Spellbook Malzahar, who if you kill him, great, he just TP's back and he misses 0 minions, or Spellbook
Spellbook
Rise,
Galio,
or Spellbook Galio, or Spellbook insert champion here.
TF.
Like nothing is gonna happen in that lane. Like absolutely nothing. Nobody's gonna kill anybody. Nobody's gonna get a lead. They're just gonna have to leave to make anything happen in the game. It's the only way anything happens. Period. So that's fine, but it you become more reliant on the rest of your team to talk with you. So because it doesn't matter if you're better than the other guy mid lane right now.
But guys, don't be afraid to make mistakes, because we can work on that.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll set it to top lane this time while we go through it again. Um, what else is there? Derek actually couldn't be here. I would have rather had you jungle because you actually play jungle. And I feel like we probably would have won one more game. I don't know about more than that, but we probably would have gotten two. So, and that was the goal. The goal is lose a couple, win a couple, go even. We weren't looking to win all 4 games because then we don't learn as much. Though it's fine to lose games in practice as long as you win it when it matters. Anything else that comes to your mind?
um, the blind picking compositions, I don't like it any more than anyone else. There is a good thing about it. We get an idea of how those champions play in worse matchups because we're giving them the ability to counter pick.
Oh yes,
And
one thing.
you can't change an entire composition just to be reactive.
Yeah, one thing in addition to that is when you're doing any draft, you have to take turns with the other team to pick champions. So you can't get the advantageous pick every single time. You cannot win all 5 parts of a draft where every champion has the winning lane and outscales the other team. That never happens. And it should never happen. Now, do people like fuck up sometimes and like, oh shit, we got 3 losing lanes and a losing jungle? Yeah, sure. But like the other thing is you're going to have to give up at least one lane. Like you're not gonna have every lane win. And so then when you start counting in skill afterwards, then it just gets in a whole nother ballpark of ridiculousness. But just draft wise, because you have to take turns, you will not win 100% of every draft. You're looking for like a 50% win or a 60% win, where you have like two winning lanes or a winning jungle in a lane or a winning bot lane or like just you want to win pieces of the draft. If you win more, great, but you just want to win some.
Funky, there you cut out.
Ooh, the whole time?
No, 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 just now.
Oh, okay. I just said you just have to win some parts of the draft.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Blind picking compositions. It just means you're more likely to lose more lanes. But realistically, like we didn't lose all these lanes. Like Scion does fine into Singed. Top lane is a decent lane. Jungle, as long as Jax doesn't invade Zac, jungle does fine. That's an even jungle matchup. Mid lane, Vladimir and Annie, that's fine. It's not the end of the world.
It's a farm lane.
Yeah. And Tristana Braum against Jinx Sona, as long as you trade aggressively to get Jinx and Sona to back off, it's fine. Do they outscale you together? Yes. Because Sona just has more healing, Jinx just has more AoE damage, and in team fights, I'll take a Jinx over a Tristana almost every day. Um, the thing that stops a Jinx is just a crap ton of health. So if you get like a Cho'Gath, if you get like a Galio, if you get like a Zac, like anything that just builds a shitload of health, that's usually the thing that stops Jinx. Right. I'll turn your vision on now.
But and the other thing, I don't want anyone to take this as flame. It last night wasn't any one individual's fault. It wasn't bottom lane's fault. It wasn't mid lane's fault. It wasn't top lane fault, and it wasn't jungle's fault. It was everyone together, um, not synergizing. We have to play more to get an idea of how everyone plays and fill the gaps in the weaknesses of you know each other, and that just takes practice.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of time
Just,
too.
just
Like a lot of the stuff that we're working on is not something that's just going to click overnight. That's not how people work. People grow in spurts, and usually it's a lot at once, and then nothing happens for several months. So,
well,
you know,
I'm not sure if you're lagging or I'm lagging, but someone's lagging. I
you
think
know,
it might be me.
it might be me. I don't know. But like in general, um,
Hello.
hello. Can you hear me still?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Now you're a lot clearer.
Okay. In general, since people grow pieces at a time, and they're not going to get every skill overnight. You just got to work on one thing at a time. And right now, the only thing that we have to work on is team play. We have to learn how to play with each other. And for some people, it'll come right away. Like Stargazer might suddenly, just pick up how to let Derek camp his lane perfectly. And almost every time a top lane gank will work. Or it might take Stargazer like 2 months, 3 months for it to like click. But this is a long term thing. It's not a next week we're going to be stomping games because we have perfect team play. So don't get frustrated, don't get annoyed, don't get bothered if things aren't working out right away because they're not supposed to.
And the other thing that I know I've already said, but I want to emphasize is that just because we address an issue doesn't mean it's the end all be all. If you think we're wrong about something, or if you think Funk's wrong about something, you think I'm wrong about something, let's address it. Let's talk about it. And we can maybe see the perspective that you're thinking and then try to adjust play on that. You know what I mean?
Well, at the same time, if your playstyle and the way you play certain champions doesn't work with the way we're planning on you playing them, then that's the same as the pick just not working. So like if you're playing a champion, like for example, Alpaca hates Caitlyn, if he's playing Caitlyn in a way that doesn't benefit the team comp that we have designed to, make Caitlyn do stuff, then
You may as well not even play it.
there's no point in playing it. So if you don't like a matchup, if you think that you're not able to win it, even if it is supposed to be a good matchup for you, it doesn't matter if it's a good matchup for you. It's okay to be like, okay, this pick into this pick doesn't work, and I can't win with it. That's enough. And then I'll be like, okay, well then we'll look for something different.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got. Anything you got, Fun?
Um, no, that's pretty much it. This is gonna be a long fucking video.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. At the same time, whatever. Not a big deal. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, they can skim through.
yeah. So good job, guys. Um, rough night, but not the end of the world. Shit
But
happens.
guys, we will get better. We will untilt, and we will win CL, and it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeehaw. Baby steps, Luke. Let's work on just making it to premiere for now.
Let's not discourage our team, Funk.
Oh gosh.
You ape.
I know, right? But yeah. So good job, guys. It's the end of the video. I'm
Bye
gonna
now.
stop recording.